Hey everyone, it's Sunday and Elena and I are flying to Portugal tomorrow for 4 weeks. It's our first trip in a few months, and so it's also my first time packing in a long time. I'd say up and until February, when we were still frequently traveling, I didn't really ever unpack, so I was constantly packed. But then during COVID and the last few months, I think it's been about 3 or 3.5 months since I've been anywhere. Basically everything was here at home. I didn't really bring my stuff when I left for meetings in the last month or so. So this is really the first time packing, and it's also an interesting opportunity to see what is the stuff that I still had but hadn't really used the last 90 days. So I've put some stuff away. I've also acquired some stuff like this really nice Canon lens that I bought maybe like a month ago. That I'm gonna bring on this trip. So here's a quick look at what I'm packing for the next 4 weeks in Portugal. Okay, so real quick, what I'm bringing: my travel kit. This is all our important documents in it. It has all my adapters in it. So this is all the cables that I need. It has like a pen. It's where my keys go when I'm traveling. And then it also has a bit of cash in it. It's like my backup cash if I go anywhere. It has Elena's documents in it, and then it also has my frequent flyer cards in it. Then onto camera gear. Of course, I'm bringing this camera and a tripod, as well as these Rode mics that are mounted on the camera and here that I'm using right now. And I'm also bringing this Rode mic that goes on the camera. This is a bit more suitable for vlogging. If I'm out running around, I just put this on the camera. If I'm more in a sit-down setup like here, then I usually use this Rode lav mic. Then I'm also bringing this lens cap. I recently got this Hyperchoose charger, which delivers 100 watt on 2 USB-C connections and then 2 USBs with 18 watt each. This is good enough for Elena and me, plus all our devices, so I can charge the camera from this while I'm charging my laptop or iPad, and plug in both our phones as well. I'm bringing my mobile battery. This is an Anker battery that I bought about 4 years ago. My Airpods Pro. Since I got these Airpods Pros about 6 months ago, I did retire my noise cancelling Bose in-ear QC20i headphones. So this helped me consolidate a couple items. Bringing my iPad Pro with pen. I'm always tempted to go with just either the laptop or the iPad, and I've done test runs on previous trips where I've only brought the iPad. The problem is I can do most things that I do for work with the iPad Pro, except for Zoom calls where I want to take notes. It's so annoying that if you're running Zoom, even if well, I'm actually not sure if the app supports split view now, but before it didn't. And so either you were visible on the call and you could see others, or you were taking notes, which is kind of annoying. And then the other thing that's really hard to do with the iPad is to bring video files from the camera onto Dropbox to share them with my team. But activities where the iPad comes in super handy is, for example, editing photos, and then also just if I'm out and I'm going to meetings or we're going on a hike, I usually just bring the iPad because it's good enough to take notes. I'm almost typing as quickly on this as I'm on my laptop. So I have my hopes up that with iOS 14 or iPadOS 14, the two devices are going to get one step closer to each other, but for now, I unfortunately have to bring both of these. So this is my MacBook Pro 2020. Also renewed this during COVID. My last one lasted about 4 or 5 years. So I'm pretty happy with the time that I get out of a MacBook Pro. Just due to its weight and it's an extra item, I'd like to get rid of the laptop, but for now, I'm bringing it to upload videos and stuff. And now video stuff. I mentioned a couple microphones. This is actually a lot of equipment. So here's an extra battery. Well, I should say video and photo stuff. Battery, extra SD card. Then I also have the dummy battery in here so I can run my USRP as my webcam. Then this lens that I mentioned, just beautiful. It's pretty heavy, but also for a 7200 2.8, this is pretty compact. So I'm giving this a try on this trip. I'm not bringing any other lenses except for the 16-35 and the 7200. My wallet, I don't think I'll use much of this except for I'm bringing some cash, because maybe we're gonna go to some towns where they might not accept credit cards, or we might do something out in nature or pay like a guide, a tip. And so it's always handy to have a bit of cash with us. And then also here, my toiletries. This is basically just a kit with hair wax, toothbrush, toothpaste, anti-allergy pills, and some perfume. Clothing. So I have 2 bags of clothing. So before I used to bring these on every trip. These were basically the only second pair of shoes that I had. I used to do all my running in these, all my gym, all my hiking. Super handy because they're so flat and small. But then also as I started running more during COVID, I realized that these are really bad for my knees and I really can't go more than, let's say, 6, 7, maybe 8 kilometers at a time. And so for the first time in my life, I bought actual running shoes. So I have these Nikes here that a friend recommended. Unfortunately, they are quite bulky, but I'm bringing them on this trip just to see if it's worth it. Bringing a jacket, this is my shaver, and my towel in case we're gonna go to the beach. So that's packing kit number 1. And then last but not least, this is the main packing kit for all my clothing. So I'm bringing 3 shirts, 1 that I'm wearing plus 2 in here, 1 pair of long pants. These are my Kidneys pants, need to refresh them, but I haven't been to Canada or the US in a while. Bringing 3 t-shirts plus 1 long sleeve for colder evenings. Bringing a belt, 6 pairs of undies, 1 that I'm wearing, and then 4 pairs of socks. And that's it. Now let me see if this all fits into my bag and how heavy it is. All right, so this is still the main bag that I use, my Lululemon, I think they call it a duffel bag. I think it has about 26 liters of storage, and I'll see if I fit everything in here. Okay, so things are looking pretty good. This is my second bag. This is my everyday carry. That's the Duffel Bomber Bag. One thing that's really handy here is I've attached this Peak Design plate to it. This is where the camera snaps into. So when I'm walking around throughout the days, usually I have my camera strapped in here, and I usually just bring this bag while I travel. I can actually wear this one and this one on top, so it gives a bit of extra storage as well. So as expected, not a ton of space left. Nevertheless, everything fits. This is the main bag, 26 liters. Actually, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. And then this is the everyday bag that I put on top of it. And that's how I usually travel. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm kind of excited to see how the world has changed, the world of travel, how things are gonna be at the airport, on the plane, and then also being abroad. The reason why we're going is to meet with local VCs and entrepreneurs in the Portuguese startup ecosystem. And then at the same time, we also were looking for a bit of a change of scenery. All right, if you have any questions on how this trip goes, please let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions for anything that you've seen here that I could either get rid of or consolidate, I'm always looking for tips and hints. And with that, have a beautiful day, stay curious, and we'll chat soon. Hey, if you like this video and you would like to do me a huge favor, then please smash that like button and subscribe. That's great for the YouTube algorithm and more people will see it. It will also make sure you will get to see all the upcoming videos on essentialism and entrepreneurship. And if there's a question or topic you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments.